Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdul Qadir Mustafa Ahmed. I'm here to present our group project. Uh, for the title of the group project is Performance of Palm Oil Industry in Malaysia. And our group members is Lim, Mumi, and Abdul Qadir Mustafa Ahmed, and it's for me. And last, Dishalani Abi Richina. I'm here to present for the introduction. Introduction. During the early days after picking up freedom in 1957, Malaysia's economy was basically subordinate of tin and rubber. These two essential commodities accounted for more 50% of GDP emit per period. Oil boom. The government realized that the need to expand the extreme pace of economy and expand to other economic activities to generate growth the 1960s or earlier, one of which was palm oil for agricultural production. Therefore, Malaysian palm oil crops are planted by a large number of Malaysian people, which has changed the pattern of Malaysian agriculture and economy. The third one, oil palm has made significant contribution to the Malaysian economy. For example, in 2011, Malaysia exported approximately 26.3 billion in palm oil, $26.3 billion in palm oil and its products accounted for 13.7% of its net essential products. The palm oil industry can be used to reduce the outflow of greenhouse gases. Therefore, the palm oil industry helps the government to reduce global warming. Therefore, the palm oil industry plays a key role in reducing its carbon footprint. For the background, for palm oil, British sent oil palm trees to Malaysia to serve and the cultive plant to send Malaysia in the early 1870s. In 1917, the first commercial planted in Tacharan Manor of Selangor laid a foundation of the English oil palm plantation and palm oil industry in Malaysia. In the early 1960s, in order to reduce Malaysian economy dependence on rubber and tin, the government launched agricultural diversification plans which allow oil palm to expand and develop with the real estate management system and small farmers plan to help Malaysia increase and add more oil palm plantation. And this is the graph that shows how palm oil went up. So in 1970s, the palm oil was zero for the red arrow. Blue arrow. It from like 300 to 3,000, 3,450, like approximately. And the background also says development of the oil palm in the country covers an area 3.4 million hectares of 2000. As of 2000, in public sector organization FELDA played the most important role in development of oil palm in Malaysia. This proves FELDA is the largest palm oil manufacturer in Malaysia. Category: private, state, public sector. FELCRA, RESIDA, state schemes, independent smallholders. Okay, in 1999, private state hectare like 1,942,452 hectares, 53 hectares, approximately like 52.62%. And this is the Brufisfelder make one largest one that make one of the take apart to palm oil development. For the problem statement, now CPO faces some challenges. These challenges will affect the performance of CPO. One of the challenges is supply and demand relationship of crude palm oil. This is affected by price fluctuation caused by unpredictable S and D scenarios in edible oil and oilseed markets. It will affect the price of CPO, which is turn affect production, important import and export. For example, report that child labor, treatment, forced labor, and abuse foreigners. Thus, it makes two Malaysian state-owned exporters was banned from exporting products to United States and waited for further investigation. For the research question, to, deter to determine the production, export, and import of CPO of affect the price of CPO, to identify the strategy and way of Malaysian government to improve the performance of CPO, the price of CPO, to determine the action and policy being implemented sufficiently to promote development of industry. Research and this for the last one for me for the introduction, and this is a research objective. Due to the rapid development of the palm oil industry, especially in Southeast Asia, people have cut down and burned large number of forests to expand the land in order to increase the palm oil land. Therefore, international non-governmental organizations put pressure on palm oil industry to prevent deforestation activities. In Malaysia, palm oil is a country's most important agricultural product and has made a significant contribution to the economy. Thank you. That's all.
Good day, sir, and my fellow friends. Hope you are doing good. My name is Vishalini Regina. My metric number is 267808. Now I'm here to present my part, which is literature review and also methodology. So the literature review, we have been reviewed several journals which is examine the performance of the palm oil industry in Malaysia. Just for determine the production, export and import of the CPO affect the price of CPO, also well known by the researchers. Just for the aim of the company, export the opportunity analysis and also the shift share technique has been approved as an empirical analysis. And they showed how the study may be used to locate a prospective set of high-tech manufacture with product high export potential and also as well as identify the opportunities for a specific set of product categories. And the information on the trend of total production and also the total export of the palm oil should also incorporated in estimating the palm oil price according to this study. As a result, this research implies that anticipating CPO price will make it much easier for the investors and also policymakers to make informed decisions. The cost of palm oil is quite high and the oil prices are constantly shifting. And for the empirical review, the researcher also have been proved that when the demand for CPO grows, an increase in the price will be pushed to the CPO higher prices. And the crude palm oil production decreased 2.0% from 19.92 million tons in 2017 to 19.52 million tons in 2018. The crude palm oil (CPO) production, output and export generally increased. In the fourth quarter of 2019, the overall performance improved, and lower export prices of the industry did not prevent the decline in the total export revenue, which is 4%. At the same time, due to the limited land development in addition to improve the genetic potential of the oil palm, And the need for the agriculture practices and soil health cannot be ignored as a mean to production differences. For the literature review gap, the literature review shows there is a lacking in the variables and shows a clear gap to fulfill. The information in the article did not include exchange rates as the one their research too. Most of the article only focus on the common variable which is performance of palm oil in Malaysia and the price of CPO performance and also the sustainable of palm oil performance. Future research should consider on a various variables to identify the performance of palm oil in industry in Malaysia for more understanding rather than using the same variable in their research. For the next part, methodology, justification of variable and also the method of analysis. So econometric methods are used to obtain important best and scientific empirical results. Multiple linear regression models are designed to study, clarify and evaluate the dependent variable and also to define independent variable for this journal. And this research paper has been dependent variable that is affected by the three independent variables. The dependent variable of price of crude oil is expected to be affected by the independent variable of total export CPO, total export CPO import, and also total production CPO. So the method of analysis is YTBO, which is equals to intercept, total of export CPO, total of import CPO, and also total production CPO. So this is the method of analysis we use for our journal. So next is methodology model. Palm oil prices are positively correlated with palm oil production. Malaysia's palm oil production can affect its price level. So the total output of manufacturing is also affected by investment. It is expected that palm oil prices and palm oil export are positively correlated. And also the palm oil export increase, so does its price level increase. So the palm oil export are proof that other countries have lot of demand. It is expected the palm oil prices, palm oil export and import are positively correlated. And palm oil import are the one of the factors that affect the palm oil prices. This is because the price of the palm oil is affected by the supply and also the demand. Imports are also a way of indicating the domestic supply is insufficient and needs to be imported to meet the demand. So that's all from me. I will pass this presentation to my group member to present more about analytics. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Hui Ming. I will continue to discuss 4.0 analysis and discussions. In this part, we get the OLS estimation as the following in this screen. And we also get the value of square R is 0.70442, which is mean that 70.442% of the chance in the dependent variable can be expanding by the independent variable, while the remaining is 28.558% of chance is caused by other independent variable. In terms of co-occurrence test, the finding is supported by the 20.65423 statistical F value greater than the FC 2.6828, indicating that at least one parameter is non-zero in significant level 5%. Next, about the autocorrelations test. In this part, we have two hypotheses, which is HN. This means that no autocorrelations, and then the second is HA, which is the autocorrelations. So in this test, we get that the dW-D is 1.213 is lower than the DL 1.214. So we reject the HN This is mean that it is no autocorrelations and the model is A1. We also accept the HA. So then the value of perform to determine the positive autocorrelations. This means that it is measured by following the error of the given signal followed by the error of the same signal. For example, the decrease in the export value of CPO will affect the price of CPO also decrease. Next, I will talking about the multi-correlative tests. In this part, we get the answer as the following, which is RS1, RS2 is the lower than the value lower than 0.70442, which is the square R, and the RS2 X3 also low. Oh, sorry, the RS1 X2 is greater than 0.70442, and the RS2 X3 also greater than greater than 0.70442. Only the RS1 RS3 lower than the 0.70442. The 0.70442 is the square R. This means that here is no serious multi-correlative problems because the RS2, RS3 and RS1, RS2 is greater than the square R, which is 0.70442. Next, about the economic explanations. In this part have three we need to talking, which is the total of import CPO. This is the most important variable affect the price of CPO. This is because this is because the increase of import provide that the domestic demand has increased, and our country producer need to increase the productions and increase the productive. And then the second important variable that determine the price of CPO in the model is the total export of CPO. In this part, we get the positive correlations between export of CPO variable in the price of CPO. For example, when the export of CPO increase, the price of CPO also will be increased. And then the total of the CPO productions has the little effect on the price of CPO. This is because the global demand is now enough, and which has led to an increase in the total domestic productions, and the price of CPO is not increased much. And then the last I will talking about this part summary. The price of the CPO is performance of CPO in Malaysia, because the price the price will be affected by the demand. And then when the price of CPO increase, it provide that the increase in demand of CPO indirectly affect the export, import, and productions. Next, about the basis implications, we suggest three implications for the government, which is government need to reduce tax to push up the import from Malaysia. And because when our country's demand exceeds the supply here, and they do not buy because the import CPO price is relatively higher, so the tax reductions can reduce the price of import CPO, and some of some of our country need needed will be met, which is indirectly affect the price of CPO. And then the next is the government can propose the low country import tax on CPO through the APAC. This is good for our country because our country is the most export CPO country, so the demand can be better meet and supply. The last is the increase in the price of CPO can effectively increase the people's productivity of CPO in Malaysia. This is because the increase in the price of CPO will increase their income, and they will be more active in increase the productions of CPO. At the same time, the government also need to provide some technologies to CPO so they can increase their productions. So this is all from me. Thank you. About the conclusion, I will pass to my friend.
Assalamu alaikum. Uh, Again, it's me, and I'm here to present for the conclusion. According to the result of OLS estimation that has carried out, it can be concluded that the three independent variables of total of export SPO, total of import SPO, and total production of SPO have significant level of 5% in the price of crude palm oil model. The independent variable used must conform to the SLRM assumption in order to generate an estimator that satisfies blue. Thank you. And that's all for our group project. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.